junkies out there, I invite you to spend some time with me. I'm Johnny Allen, and this is the Johnny Allen Podcast Show. The show does start now. I'm your host, Johnny Allen. This is the Johnny Allen Podcast / Videocast Show. Hey, I was off last week. I went on a little bit of a hiatus. Okay? And everybody needs time off. Everybody needs time away, especially with what's going on in the world today. Everybody needs a break from everyday grind, right? I'm no different. Need a break from everyday grind. And every year we do a guys camp out. This year we did it again. And this year was just my brother and I. As you know, one of my best friends had passed away earlier this year. God rest his soul. We missed him a lot. But we continued on. And I videotaped a little bit on my phone, and I'll share that with you guys in a few minutes. After I go through a couple of products I sponsor. Okay, listen, this is www.shopdieselcoffee.com. This is the Diesel Coffee Company. Tim up there in Lansing, Michigan, does a great job. It's good coffee. Highly recommend going up there and getting it. Now, by me saying this, he did text me and told me that he's going to be taking a hiatus for 2 weeks. So I think you had to order the coffee last week, but he'll be back, I think, around October the 11th or something like that. Anyway, a couple of weeks, Tim will be back. And when he's back online, order that coffee. It's great stuff. Also, Box Kickers Talking Sports down there in Austin, Texas with Chris and Daniel. They're on Spotify, iTunes, Apple TV. Got the links all below. I can't remember exactly. That's why I put the links below. Anyway, went camping last week. Great. Weather was perfect. Rained the last night. No rain in the tent. It was absolutely wonderful. And I filmed a little bit of it, captured a little bit rather, videotape, whatever you call it these days. Videotaped some of it on my phone. I don't drag the camera equipment out or anything. I didn't do that for this. I packed pretty light. Brother and I had a great time. I'm going to share a little bit of that with you here, guys, and then we'll get back and we'll talk. We'll do some talking points. If you're new to my show, I am Johnny Allen again, and I talk about everyday life situations. I'm just a normal dude, talks about everyday life things, and we just talk and chat for 30 minutes. That's all we do. And I have some talking points when I get back, and I'll talk about the resting in the time of the pandemic and all the chaos that's going on in the world, frankly. So anyway, without further ado, I'll share this video with you guys at the camping trip, and then I'll be right back, and we'll discuss our talking points today. Here it is. Okay, guys, I'm at Ferdinand State Forest in Indiana. Beautiful place. Been camping here with my brother for, this is the 4th night now. And this is actually the last night, Wednesday evening. And I just want to show you this. Campsite is up and beyond this hill, up on top of the hills that we're camping. So you climb down a little bit. I just climbed down right there. I'll show you how nice this is right here. The wonders of nature, right? So you go around this corner and look at that. Isn't this cool? And a little path. I've seen bald eagle down here today. Saw deer this morning. Saw hawks. But this is what our campsite is, right above this cliff. Right on top of this cliff, rather. It's a little micro cliff in southern Indiana, but just cool as can be. And I'll spin this camera around here and look at that, like nature's wall right there. You know, it's really neat. Cool stuff. But you can see as you walk around here, a lot of deer, squirrel, nature play right in here. You need to look at this right here. This is what's really cool. This used to be, years ago, seabed, you know, under the ocean. That's what all this is. All these little crevices here. It once was underwater. I mean, isn't that cool? Look how that looks, almost like a cave. And then you can see down here we got a friend. I don't know if you can see him. There you go, Mr. Toad. There's Mr. Toad right there living. He's got his little house right here under the limestone, what used to be at one time under the ocean. Just a fantastic place, and the campsite's, like I said, right above us. Pretty neat, pretty neat. And it goes on. You can see all the rocks. It goes all the way down to a nice valley. And I'm not going to scoot all the way down there because I don't have the proper gear right now to cover from the poison ivy or whatnot, but you just see how wonderful this is, guys. I just wanted to share this with you. It's really a work of art and nature, and it's good, neat experience. So I talked about my hiatus. This is part of it. I didn't wear my hikers today, so I'm kind of struggling to get down here. But look at all this wonder of nature, man. Fern growing out of the rock, and it goes on down to a valley, and it's just wonderful. Beautiful trees. There's the view from upstairs, or from downstairs, upstairs rather. So like I said, camping on top of there, back a little ways. It's our campsite. Hear coyotes down here every night. Every night. Anyway, guys, I hope you guys are having a nice time and enjoying your life. Okay, that's it. Now that was nice. Yeah, camping 2020. Got the coals going, get ready for dinner. Last night, last fire, doing the camping thing. And Mike is flipping the steaks. Look at that. Cooking them on the Smoky Joe. And that is some grain-fed Angus. Mike's doing a beautiful job flipping those bad boys. It's looking good. It's a 2020 pandemic annual camp out. And we're having a blast. My brother and I, we missed TD obviously, but we're having a good time. And those steaks look brilliant. Beautiful lake right here. Beautiful morning. Beautiful lake, beautiful morning. Getting ready to go fishing. Ferdinand Lake in Ferdinand, Indiana. It's beautiful down here. Well, we're packing it up and we're leaving Thursday morning. And it rained last night, but tent was dry. It was dry the rest of the trip. I was saying goodbye to the woods. And hopefully we'll see Ferdinand again next year. Hope you guys are having a good life. Gonna miss this place until another year from now or whatever. Maybe back another month. I hope you enjoyed that little bit of phone footage I did. It was kind of neat running up on the deer on the road. I was actually going down to the lake. The campsite is up on this, oh, it's on top of a hill. And I explained a little bit of that on the video, but the campsites are up on top. Really nice, very quiet place in southern Indiana. It's just a beautiful place. If you ever get a chance, check out Ferdinand State Forest in Ferdinand, Indiana. We did see eagles too, and I didn't get a chance because my phone was in my truck. I did get a chance to videotape the eagles and not the rock band. But it was cool though. Seriously, it was two bald eagles flying in unison, one right after the other, and it was a beautiful scene. Saw hawks. I saw lots of birds, lots of wildlife, like I had mentioned on the video. Coyotes every night. They sound like they were just right next to our campsite. I mean, they were squealing and being loud every day, every night, for about an hour. They would go off for about an hour, maybe even less than that, maybe 45 minutes off, and then they were done. They were done. They get out there and holler, hoop and holler for a little bit, then they were done. So anyway, since Tim, I didn't get my coffee order in on time. I'm going to order when he resumes around the 11th. But in the meantime, I had to go get some, and I highly recommend this coffee as well, Black Rifle Coffee. Black Rifle Coffee is very good too. And it's a little bit bigger company. You get it at Cabela's. You can order it online. Black Rifle Coffee. Veterans started that coffee company, and anything veterans do, I support. It's good coffee. I'd say, you know, it's a little bit different than diesel, but it's good coffee. So in the meantime, we're taking care of the veterans, supporting them until Tim gets back on board. And there's room to support all these local, I won't even say local, but, you know, the smaller coffee companies. Now, this mug, sorry for the noise, this mug right here, Starbucks coffee, I bought this mug at Goodwill about 4 years ago. I'm not too happy with this company right now, and I won't get into it. I used to love Starbucks, but not feeling it as much anymore. I'm gonna support guys like this instead, right? There you go. www.shopdieselcoffee.com. Tim will be back and rolling, I think, around the 11th of October. Anyway, talking points today, guys. Okay, I talked about my camp out. It was good. It was good. It was a little melancholy at first because, like I said, our good friend was not there. Obviously, he lost his life to suicide earlier this year, which is very tough. But needless to say, my brother and I keep the tradition going, and we'll keep it going for as long as we can. The point of going camping or doing something like that, you may not be into camping. You may think, the bugs and all that. But you know what? The bugs were not hardly even existent. I think because the weather's been dry and cooler here in Indiana, I use DEET or something like that to keep mosquitoes off. I didn't have to use any of that stuff. I mean, the mosquitoes just did not even bother us a bit. I didn't have any problem, which is great. It was, like I said, perfect weather. Everything was good. But we need restful times. That's part of my talking notes here. We need times to rest, to recoup, recharge our batteries. I know it sounds pretty obvious, but I put the social media down all week, which was great. Didn't really hear the news, didn't hear anything. And it was great. I rested my mind, I rested my soul, and I think everybody needs that. I think in times, especially like today, we just need to get outside, get to a park and all that stuff. I think that I talked about this even before the COVID-19 last year, and I think people are definitely doing it more. We had a few campers in there, but I guess it had been pretty busy from what the park attendants were telling me. But it wasn't bad. It was just my brother and I, basically maybe two other campers. But my point is, it's good to get out. The wife and I get out and walk, and we try to walk these trails and stuff around where I live as much as possible because, I mean, I think it's crucially important for your soul, your spirit, and all that good stuff because being in a lockdown or partial lockdown, I think things are getting a little bit better now, but this whole pandemic thing has really just messed with people's psyche and stuff, and it's good to get out and just get away and be in touch with nature like I just did. So anyway, and I put down, like I said, the social media. Time off is needed. I put on here, talking point. Time off is needed, right, guys? Comment below on anything I'm talking about. You need time off from the grind, even things that you really enjoy, even like music. Mike and I took a week away from music and everything, the recording studio and everything, rehearsals, practice, writing, the whole bit. And I asked Mike, I said, do you want to try to get in the studio, or whatever? And it worked out the way we couldn't get in the studio because it was already booked. But Mike said, Mike is my brother. He said, you know what, John, I just need to time out from everything for a while. I just need to hit the woods. And he was right. I needed the same thing. And thanks again, brother, for, camping with me and all that stuff. It's all good. Now, it is October the 1st, 2020. Like I said, it's hard to believe that it's October. I remember back in February, and that's my birthday, February 28th. I went out to eat right before the pandemic hit, and it seemed like yesterday, right? But it's approaching February again, real soon. And with that being said, Halloween is right around the corner. Now, here's the question about Halloween. Last year, I had a really kind of a cool Halloween podcast. I went out in the graveyard and I filmed it and all that stuff. I may do that again. It just depends on the weather, but I'll let you guys know, of course. But it's right around the corner. Now, with Halloween, you have trick-or-treating, right, for kids. How do you guys feel about trick-or-treating this year? Are they going to even have it, going door to door? I mean, you got a Halloween mask on, right? I'm just kidding. I mean, but really, are you gonna let the kids go trick-or-treat this year with COVID? Comment below if you got kids, grandkids. Do you feel safe going around doing that? Are they going to not even do trick-or-treating, right? It's just weird. I don't know. If they don't do trick-or-treating, this will be the first year in my lifetime, I think, they've canceled trick-or-treating. How do you do trick-or-treating? I mean, I don't know. Comment below. Has anybody even thought about that yet? Are your kids going to go and knocking on strangers' doors and are they going to hand out candy? How does COVID play into that and in your safety and all that stuff? Comment below, like I said. Trick-or-treating, should we or should we not? There you go. Should we or should we not? Okay. The trick-or-treating thing. There you go. And, like I said, the holidays are coming up very rapidly. It's just crazy. And I'm talking about this time thing, too. Let's go back to the time element for a second. Now, listen. I was kidding around with my wife the other day. I said, I feel like time is actually sped up. And she goes, oh, no, it hasn't sped up. But I really do wonder if time is actually, if the earth is spinning a little bit faster. I mean, I don't know. Any of you guys are scientists, let me know. Because to me, it seems like the time is going faster. It seems like everything is moving faster, right? Even at work, it used to be like, oh, things are dragging at work. It's taking forever for it to be time to be out of here. And anymore, it just seems like it is just rushing by. Is it just me? You guys let me know. I feel like, even with the pandemic this year and everything being so wacky, right? It just seems like this year's flown by. I mean, just, wow. I mean, it's already October. It's already October, guys. We got an election next month. It's hard to believe that Donald Trump's been in office. Some of you guys probably think, well, it's hard to believe, though, that Donald Trump, it's been 4 years since we had the last presidential election, and he got elected 4 years ago. It's hard to believe. I mean, just comment below on that. I think that physically, in a weird way, I don't mean to be tinfoil sounding, but I think the time has sped up. I think it's physically sped up. I really do. I don't know. I mean, like clocks and stuff. I don't know. I mean, I know it probably hasn't sped up, but it seems like it. Comment below. I just think it's going fast. And another thing I thought about, too, and I meant to mention this a long time ago on my podcast. I haven't done it, but I'm going to do it now. Do you find it awful funny, like when you're sleeping, how fast time goes, but when you're awake, it doesn't go that fast? I mean, seriously, I can wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning and think, wow, I still got 4 hours for it to get up. That's quite a bit of time. That's like a half a day at work, 4 hours. And I can nod off, and the next thing I know, the damn alarm clock's going off. And I'm like, you got to be kidding me. I slept I just dozed off, and it's already been 4 hours? How's that possible? How can it be possible? I slept for 4 hours. 4 hours went that fast when you're sleeping. So when you're sleeping, it seems like time goes so much faster. Isn't that weird? I don't know. Comment below if it, or is it just me thinking weird today? I don't know. And it is a full moon. Go figure, it's a full moon. And I got these little ear things. And what I'm doing, guys, is just my cord. I need to get a longer cord because it's pretty short. my buddy in Las Vegas, Tony, he says, hey, you don't even really need, earplugs unless you got somebody running your stuff. Well, most of the time I don't have anybody running my stuff. I do it myself sometimes, occasionally. I did before the pandemic, but now it's me. But I still like hearing the audio through my ears. It just sounds better. I don't know. But speaking of the music thing, yeah, Mike and I are going back in the studio on the 9th. And we got some guest musicians coming in and playing on the record. And man, it's going to sound good. So, but anyway, that's what I did last week, guys. I went on a camping trip, the guys' camping trip. We missed TD, our good friend that went with us all the time. Father was going to go, but he couldn't go, and I understand why. He had to back out last minute. And I want to touch on some other things too. I talked about the last podcast I had. I talked about how life is fragile, right? And I want to re-emphasize that again because since I left you guys just a week ago, right? I've only been off a week. I've had 2 family members, well, 1 family member and 1 ex-family member, which I guess could be when I was married before, an ex-in-law. And both of them passed away. So God rest Steve's soul, God rest Terry's soul. Another Terry, I know. Kind of unexpected. Steve's wasn't. I mean, he battled cancer, but he went a little faster than what I thought he would. But and the other fella, Terry, he passed away sudden. So God be with his family. God be with his daughter, Leslie. It's just a tough time. So I reemphasized how fragile life is, folks. And it wasn't COVID virus with either one of these folks, so just for the record. But time goes by fast. Life goes fast. Talk about it a lot, but it's true. Another drink of coffee. It's cooling down here in Indiana now. I went camping last week. It was in the 70s and stuff. I think one day it hit 81. Today it's down in the upper 50s, like 57 today. It's fall. The temperatures are dropping. The leaves are changing quick. I don't think we're going to get much color because it's been dry. But everything's changing. And like I said, time's going fast. Things are changing very rapidly. So, yeah, just enjoy every day, like I say, and enjoy the family because I tell you, I lost 2 loved ones and 1 people I knew pretty well in 1 week. So this year I've lost 4, 1 friend and 3 family members. And I'm hoping it's done for a while. But anyway, we'll see. The music thing, though, like I said, is going good. I really don't have a lot today, guys, because I did go on my vacation. I'm still working on the studio. I appreciate everybody that's stuck with me and stuck with this channel. And like I said, I think we're going to get some Skyping guests here soon. I got people in mind. Got a lot of people in mind, actually. But we'll see how it goes. I'm working on a few things as far as the upgrades. So as soon as we get those upgrades. Coffee's good today. I wouldn't say I'm drinking diesel, but I got to be honest, I'm drinking Black Rifle today. Sorry, Tim, I'm drinking Black Rifle, but don't worry. The diesel's going to be back in order shortly as soon as you get back off your vacation. That's about it, guys. I like I said, I went camping, went and visited my folks while I was off. Drove my old car. Loved it. I love getting in the old car and driving it. Everything's so cool. One last thing I'd like to add before I let you guys go. Like I said, upgrades are coming. You guys will just notice it. Boom. But it's kind of funny. I drove from where I live. I drove about 3.5 hours down to where we go camping. A beautiful lake. You guys saw the pictures. All I had was like 4 days of intense fishing. My brother and I trying to catch, and I used every kind of lure, live bait, everything. All I had was like 2 bites. That was it. I come home last Sunday. I was home. And I told my wife, I said, we got a little retention pond in the backyard. And, neighborhoods have those. And I said, you know what? I'm going to go out there and just cast a line. I ended up catching a 4-pound bass. Go figure. So I traveled all that way to catch nothing. And then, I come home and catch a big old bass. So anyway, it's just the way life is, right? We never know what's around the corner. Take care of yourselves. Take care of your loved ones. Like I said, visit people when you can safely during the Corvette. I got Corvettes on my mind too. COVID-19. pandemics. Make sure you reach out to those people, man, because you never know. I mean, a lot of tragedy this year. A lot of folks have passed from COVID and accidents and suicide, and it's just so I can't stress enough how important it is to bond with these people, bond with people, right? Best you can. Anyway, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go. I'll see you guys next week on the Johnny Allen podcast show / videocast show. And thanks again for tuning in, and thanks again for letting me have a vacation last week. That was cool. And anyway, like I say every week, the Lord willing, I'll be back here next week. We're gonna talk about some kind of crazy stuff coming up, man. Halloween's coming up. Last year, I loved my little Halloween show. Maybe this year we can film an actual ghost. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Anyway, I'll see you guys next week.